Hey you guys, it's Britt. Tonight we're here to talk about the Dougherty Dozen. They are, I guess as of today, they've wrapped up their grand voyage to New York, and I had some things on the Reddit that I want to go over. And I also want to clarify something because this is sort of a pattern that I've been seeing, and I want to clarify my stance on it. So if you're interested, please keep watching. All right, you guys, first things first, I want to get this out in the open. I'm pretty sure that most of my subscribers or anyone who, watches my videos on a consistent basis, I know where y'all stand, but I'm still going to put this out there. Something that I've seen on TikTok is as Alicia is receiving more criticism, as she should be, let's also put that out of the way. I've also been seeing more derogatory comments towards some of her children. And specifically, now I don't like to use their names on my channel, but it is a set of brothers and the two kids that she has labeled the extra kids, the bonus kids. A lot of the comments are targeted at these four children. And as I'm sure you guys can imagine, people that are making derogatory and hurtful comments towards children, get your head checked. Like, what are you doing? There's absolutely zero reason why a child should ever be sent a negative comment, had something said about their personal appearance, be called names. With these four kids, the people that are targeting them have some issues with racism. It's very clear to see, and it frankly makes me sick to my stomach. How dare you not only pick on a child, but then bring race into the equation? If you are one of those people who gets so angry and upset with Alicia and her presence online, just stop following everything. If your anger and your distaste for her content is going to put you into a position where you're making a hurtful comment towards a child, then I would suggest that you stop following everything and never visit her platforms again. There are some really important conversations that need to be had regarding Alicia and her oversharing and privacy and all the things that I've talked about in several videos now. Those are important conversations. But the other thing that is just as important as those conversations is also making sure that the words that are said and the comments that are left are not going to potentially hurt any of these kids, even if it's for 5 seconds. I don't talk about her kids, in a negative way. I want them to be protected. I want them to be cared for. I want them to be loved and nurtured. And sharing them with the internet, in my opinion, is not giving them the nurturing care that they need. And that's why I talk about it. A lot of these kids have really difficult backgrounds, and for someone to say something hurtful is disgusting. And this was also echoed on the Reddit as well, and I'm glad that they said something because I had been seeing it too, but it seems like the last couple of days I've just, maybe I'm spending too much time in comment sections or something, but I've been seeing an uptick, and it really, really bothers me. There should be no conspiracies put on these kids. There should be no name calling. There should be no making fun of how they look or anything like that. What are you doing? Why are you so bitter that you're making hurtful comments towards a child? And I don't care if the child is 16 years old. It's still a child. He or she is still a child. And I'm not going to go into some of the conspiracies that have been placed on these two newest children that they're temporarily watching after, because I just think that it's disgusting. But I just wanted to take this opportunity to say that if her videos make you that upset, then just unfollow everything. Don't leave nasty messages on her pages. If you want to vent your frustrations on my video, I'm totally fine with that. But if I see the kids being attacked, I'm going to delete and block you from my channel. That's just how I'm going to do it, because I have a zero tolerance for people talking negatively or talking down to kids. It's gross. So I wanted to get that out of the way. As I said, I think that the Dougherty content is important. It's talking about important topics regarding Alicia and also other family vloggers, because a lot of these privacy issues and stuff can relate to other vloggers and TikTokers as well. And they need to be had, but that also doesn't give anyone the right to talk down to a child, and that's where I'm going to leave it for now. As we know, they're wrapping up their time in New York City, and there has been a little bit of a theory made. They just hit 700,000 subscribers. Jesus, take the wheel. I mean, if you're someone who's legitimately supporting what's going on this channel, I don't know. I don't know how you see it. So she met with a producer, a TV producer. I'm pretty sure he's involved in Fuller House, and they met with a TV producer. Now, there is a theory that has been floating around since this photo came out that is Alicia getting a reality TV show? I don't know how that would work, especially because the two new kids that she has are there under kinship. I'm not sure how that would work. Can they even participate when they haven't been adopted and they're not there permanently as of right now? How would that work? I have no clue. But I will tell you one thing. If this woman gets a TV show, it's going to tell her that all of the shit that she's done is okay. It's kind of the same idea with companies sending pages like Jacqueline and Wren products for that little girl to review. Giving her a TV show is saying, we're cool with you oversharing and putting these kids in harm's way by not taking care of their privacy. We're cool with your insane spending habits, spending the money that you've made off the backs of oversharing these kids' stories before they can do it for themselves. We're cool with that. I really hope that she doesn't get a reality TV show, and some people, will, especially her stans, will say, oh, you're just being salty, you're jealous. I'm not jealous of having 12 kids. I would never want 12 kids. I would never want that many kids to, have to take care of and all of that. Like, no, way too much. I'm good. Secondly, I would never overshare the way that Alicia does in order to make a dime, in order to get some attention. She's so thirsty for attention. She's over here sharing selfies with Huda from, what is she on, Today's Show or whatever. It's just very clear that she wants that fame. She wants to be the next reality TV family that makes it really big. I can see right through Alicia. I see exactly what she's doing here. So that's the thing with her meeting with the producer. I don't know what will come of it, but I will tell you that a lot of people are going to be very, very mad if she ends up getting a show. And I don't know, with the way that she's moved online, I don't know if the show would even last more than one season, because I think that everyone on the Reddit, everyone who's come across her TikToks and seen the issues with the content will be writing to whatever network decides to pick it up. And I don't think that network would want that kind of trouble on their hands. But again, that's just me kind of looking way ahead. I don't know what will come of this, but we'll keep an eye on it. What do you guys think about this producer being at dinner with them? Do you think that the theory makes a little bit of sense. I usually don't like to really address like conspiracies and stuff, but with this, it does kind of make sense when you actually look at they were with this guy at dinner, like they're in New York. This whole trip is like tons of sponsored content and stuff that's been paid for. So there's got to be something more to it than just they wanted to go to New York. And that's just my opinion, as well as a lot of others that I've seen floating around. So I wanted to share that with you guys. Now, secondly, I also want to say, to echo what I was saying earlier, can people please stop looking at these two new kids and analyzing every single thing that they do? Like, I see so many people like, why does she look like that? Why does he look like that? Why is he talking like that? Why is she doing this? It might just be a lot. Alicia's constantly got a fucking camera in their faces. Everything is vlog footage. Everything is a TikTok. They have to participate in everything. As we heard with the tortilla night disaster, Alicia, this is not voluntary. This is her milk money. This is her production. So they have to participate. And to be real honest, they're probably sick and tired of participating. And it's only been, what, a few months? They could be tired of it, but when I see people trying to diagnose with like mental health stuff, when nobody knows, like none of y'all are doctors anyway, so why are we trying to pin a diagnosis on someone? Maybe they're just having a bad moment, and maybe they're tired of having a camera in their face 24/7. That's just my idea about all of this. So there's also been a lot of discussion regarding Alicia taking these kids to get souvenirs, and I just found this to be kind of funny, and I think that it also shows a lot of her insane spending habits. Let's talk about souvenirs. When I used to go, every summer I would go to the beach with my dad. It was like every year on the clock, like we would always go, and we would come home with a souvenir, and my souvenir was either a magnet that went on the fridge, it was either a t-shirt, maybe a like a new beach towel, because I always liked those like really big neon beach towels when I was a kid. Something along those lines. I would get that, and then a box of, or a bucket of saltwater taffy, and those are my souvenirs from the beach. Honestly, just being able to go and spend time with my dad, that was my souvenir. That was all that I wanted. That was all that I could ever need. But they go to New York and they go to the freaking Nintendo and the Nike store to buy video games and shoes. It's like, I don't know, to me, it just seemed really odd to go to a store that you can buy all this stuff at home. Why, like, what's so special about buying a video game in New York City? I don't know. To me, it was just like, let's just spend as much money as we possibly can so that we can share it with all of our followers who are stuck at home and probably not taking a family vacation this year. But let's just show them how much money we can spend on one trip. That's just my opinion. Before I close this video out, I also want to throw in the end here. This might be me being a little petty, but I don't really care. With this trip to New York, I wanted to also say that one of the things that I noticed was the lack of, usually when you go to a big city like that, like New York has so much history. It's such a cool city. I would never live there, but it's full of history and just stories from people who have immigrated here from other countries. And I know that that was the case for my grandmother. She came to Ellis Island when she came to the United States in 1947. And the first time I went to New York, I wanted to see all of the historic stuff. I wanted to educate myself, and I know that I was a little bit older, but if I would have gone as a kid, then my dad would have been showing me all that kind of stuff, going to museums, going to Statue of Liberty, and all of the cool places like the 9/11 memorial that they have. And it just seemed like there was nothing, like there were no lessons or no anything for the kids to like take home. There was no showing them the culture of New York, the absolute melting pot that it is, and all of the really cool landmarks that the city has. So tell me what you guys think about that when it comes to, because I know I have a lot of, you know, parents that watch my channel. If you guys were taking your kid or your kids to New York for the first time, wouldn't you have wanted to fit in? Of course, time, I know time is limited for some people, but if you literally had like multiple days there, wouldn't you have taken them to the 9/11 memorial, maybe to Ellis Island, at least to see the Statue of Liberty, especially this time of year when it's really nice outside? And I know that they have the money to do so. So let's not say, oh, Alicia doesn't have money to do this. We know that's not an argument. So how do you guys feel about that? No museums, no nothing. So I found that interesting. I wanted to throw it in the end here, but I'll let the video close out. So either way, I think that's all that I have for today. Again, I just wanted to use this as an opportunity to say, I have a lot of faith in my subscribers. I have a lot of trust in the people that consume my channel on a normal basis. And I know that you guys, you know, aren't going out and saying things about kids just because that's not, I've not cultivated an environment of people that are really mean, nasty, and hateful, because my content is not mean, nasty, and hateful. Even if we're having really tough conversations and the subjects are a little difficult to deal with sometimes, you know, in my opinion, and I know that it's biased for me to say this, but my content has never been hateful, vile, cruel, harassing, bullying, or anything like that. Even if there's a few out there that think so, I don't know what to tell you. But I will say, you know, the people that are new to the Dougherty Dozen, like brand new within the last day or so, I would just like to, and I'm trying to not sit like on my high horse and say, oh, you guys have to do this, this, and that. But I'm just saying, like, it's a really important conversation that we're having about Alicia. And when there are people out there literally sending hate to kids and creating hate pages on Instagram for like little kids and speaking negatively about the 4 kids of color that are in this family, it really makes me sick, and it makes me want to push away and not cover them. But I know that it's a really important thing to talk about. Alicia is a problem. So it's difficult for me, but I hope that that comes across, and I hope that it's absorbed in a positive way. If her content is that upsetting, just take a break. You know, it's all good. But either way, I think that's going to be it for now. So if you like the video, please leave a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.